So you're gonna have to maybe notch these around here.
How much overlap do we have on these 2 or 3 corrugates, or just right at the very edge?
They go right to here.
Oh, okay.
This part goes into there.
Okay, it's actually
So
it's a lock and channel thing. I'm okay with going for lunch either way. It's fine with me. You can see how these overlap right here. This will be where the concrete patio goes, so that's the underlayment to get structural support. It's this rebar and everything too. Interesting. So we've tied these rebars together and put some lengthwise along here, and it looks like on these cross splices where these are going across that we're having at least a 2-foot overlay from this bar right here. The splice bar is going at least 2 feet past the ends of each one, so it practically goes across the whole length of the rig. So it's definitely going to be a solid patio. And then you can see like this same thing that I'm talking about right here, that from here to here, that's at least a 2-foot overlaying. So yeah, pretty cool. That's how the front patio is going to come in. And then we'll have stairs and yep, ring bar good. Let's see, we got the sheathing now on the house. Pretty good. Not all of it, but a good portion of it. Building these forms for the cement pour that's going to come over here. You can see that this thing's been cut with like a beveled edge. Looks like a 45-degree angle. It might be kind of hard to see from here. See that angle on it? Okay, and you can see that Tim and Sue right here are Todd. Man, I called Alex Austin yesterday too, but we don't have a Tim working over here, so that was excusable. But you can see we're doing this rim joist right here, sewing it together like I kind of talked about in the previous video. Just using a regular old OSB, nailing it to the seal plate, as you can see, and making sure to get the nail driven into that bottom plate of the wall. See that nail's going into that bottom plate, and that's why we made sure to leave that exposed.
make sure we shoot on a down angle, but we're putting that right on that line down just to up just a hair right about there. I don't want that to shine out. Okay.
Did you guys do a chalk line on that 2x10?
You just penciled it.
Huh?
You just penciled it.
Oh, he penciled it? Scribed it. These nails are all angled down. You see how they make sure that they don't go so that they don't poke into this area where the concrete. And of course we staggered seams. The seams for this board was right there. Okay, you can see we've set the forms the same way we did with the previous footings. These are just these 2x12 or 2x10s are simply sitting on those concrete stakes that are driven in and nailed to it. And then we'd set that grade based on the height that we wanted it below the step on the door right there. And then you can see that red line that we're set the grade at. And of course there's those concrete forms that we buried as well. And of course we're compacting the soil where the pad is going over the patio. So we bent this piece of rebar right here. And it's starting to go into that hole right there that you see the forming at. And then hang down into the floor. And then on this one, we'll see how we'll close. We'll do the same thing over there where we'll have a long run that goes over and goes down. So we're leaving the outside perimeter a little thicker when the concrete pours because that's going to help add more structure to these. And then we're nailing that into the wall and then going to tie these outside together to make it easier instead of trying to force them in there and in there at the same time because that'd be pretty difficult. You can see how we tied these bars together too. And right here we got these L brackets. It's just tying that. So these ones that L shape one is going down into the frame, connecting it all together. You can see we're setting up these scaffolds right here. Again, I'm going to use them all on the back side of the house. It's just a couple of these platforms. Set on a couple of these. Let's just screw up and down. Obviously that should be going up. And you can link them together. These little things, these cross braces are just some like butterfly things that are hooked together and then simple. See, we got a pair down there and then we got a set there and a set right here, and then we bridge the gap right there, which is the platform. Second layer of scaffolding. Really a tall platform.
That point.
I think we decided to set them on the low level instead of high level. Although I think that was pretty cool. Nice interlocking. They're interlocking. We're making ourselves two platforms and maximizing our cross members and scaffolding. Very nice. In order for our sheeting to line up on that stud that should be right behind where he caught. Is there a stud behind there, Todd?
Nope, but we're gonna put one.
Oh, okay. Just to clarify, the reason why we cut that strip out and are putting a new cripple in behind it is because the gap right there is going to be like 31 inches or so. Basically, it's going to be as we strip a full sheet of the OSB board to do the rim joists, like these boards right here. These are 16¼ inches, and so the leftover board is should be just like 31¾ inches, and so that's how big that gap is right there. And so that's why we're trying to be efficient with utilizing our strap. That's what we're going to do over here as well. We're going to put in another cripple right there, because then it'll line up. Because you want to have an L over, you don't want to just piece it together for structural stuff and making sure everything just stays nice and snug and looking good. Rebar that goes from there to there. You can see that hole is still right there. And I'm guessing some rebar that goes outwards. And there might be I'm guessing. So we'll see how it all goes together. See how we piece that all together. This is
lunch.
see they've used those blocks right there to create bracing for this form. Lunch. Lunch. Very beautiful. Right now we're currently putting on strips of OSB. That way the drywall will remain even with the rest of this wall along here inside the garage, and since it's already sheeted on that side, we don't need to sheet it on this side, on the inside of this garage. So another little thing we're doing. I don't believe we'll have to do it on this side, but I guess we'll see. Alright, you can see how on this form we put two posts, or put a post into the concrete right there and a post right there, and then we have this bent one that's just going and being tied to those posts. And we got the cross ones. I imagine we'll do something to get those elevated a little bit so that they're sitting in the middle of the concrete, but then you can see also we got some posts in there, some posts in there, and tied some central rebar. Got these ones that are bent right here that are drilled into the ground. So we've got one that's drilled into the concrete that's bent and going this way, and one that's been bent and drilled into the concrete and going that way. And then there's a straight bar just tied on it. That straight bar goes all the way from there to there, and it's tied on that bent piece. And then the same thing with this one, it goes all the way from there to there, and it's just tied onto this bent piece, so it's bent pretty far in. It got all the way to here. That was the OSHA approved mount. Okay, now we can see right here on this top plate that we've done layout across the whole thing. And these are all marked 2 feet on center instead of our studs, which are 16 on center. These are all 2 feet on center, so that's the outside stud. There's the center of it, or the joist. The roof trusses, that's the word I was looking for, the trusses. So the trusses will go more laid out every 2 feet along the whole thing. So looking great out here. We're almost done for the day. Coming all together. Neighbors doing some pretty cool stuff with their house too. It's a cool big old back patio they got. You can see the big old I-beam that goes along right there. They got another one, a couple of them that go along. Some big old post right there. Big old concrete pad right there. So there's gonna look nice. Anyway, enjoy the view. And we've also got in these strips. I don't know if there's any more nails in there or not. But you see they're just regular old 16 penny nails in there. We don't even have all that many in there. So there's just like 2 in there. So I imagine we'll probably put some more, but I guess we'll see. But you can see we got them placed right there, right there, right there, probably along the front of the house too.